here we are at Publix again, going to pick up a pineapple because one of my readers, David, asked me what is the easiest way to cut one, and I have a method that I've been using for a long time and it works perfectly, so I'm going to show you as soon as we get home, okay? So when I went to the store, it was really funny because they had only 3 pineapples and they were in 3 different stages of ripeness, so they're good for demonstrations. The different tests that I use are look, feel, and smell. So the first one looks overripe. It's all yellow and it has some brown spots. That means it's rotting on the inside. The second one is perfect. It's green and yellow and it just looks great. And usually you can't exactly tell by looking at it, but if it looks like that, it's pretty good. The third one is green, so it's not quite ripe yet. The feel here, this one is mushy, so that means it is rotten in the inside. This one doesn't give too much to the touch, just a tiny bit, so it's perfect. The third one doesn't give at all, so you know it's not ripe enough yet. The test that I trust the most is smell, so I actually pick it up, put the bottom of it to my nose, and see if it smells like a pineapple. If it does, then that means we're good. So I end up choosing the second one, which is perfectly ripe. Okay, so that's some information on how to choose your pineapple. Now that you have your pineapple, I'm going to show you what I do to open these guys up. The things that you're going to want. First of all, a pineapple. Second, you want a container that you can put the pineapple once it's cut. It's got to be kind of large, and I actually don't think this one is going to fit in here, but I was too lazy to get another one down. So this is just a takeout container, but you want to make sure you have a big one. And you want to have all of this stuff on hand first, because once you get into this pineapple, they're really juicy and messy, and you don't want to have to be like rinsing your hands to go get other things. The other thing you're going to want is a cutting board that has a ridge along the outside to catch the extra juice, because these guys really are very juicy, so you want to make sure you cut out at the same time. And a good knife. I use a ceramic knife by, I forget how you say this, but it's like Kyocera or something like that. Anyways, I really like ceramic knives. They're very sharp, so you just need a good knife. So these are the things you need when you start. So the first thing to do when you get your pineapple is to take off the top. Now a lot of people actually like to leave the top on to be able to handle it better, but I'm actually going to take it off. I always take them off just because I think they're so fun to take off. All you do is just grab the other end of the pineapple and twist, and it will pop right off. Another thing that some people do is actually, instead of taking that part off, they'll cut the pineapple right along the top. They just cut it like this, and they can actually put it into dirt and turn it into a pineapple tree. And that does work. It's difficult and you need the right conditions, but you can actually grow your own pineapple from the top as long as you cut it off at the top like this. So then you're left with the pineapple just like this. The concept is cut off all that extra stuff and then cut it in the right way so that you don't get the core in each bite. So I'll show you how to do that. What I do is I take the pineapple and I just cut off the top and the bottom, just like that. And if your trash can is nearby, well, you want it to be. So get your trash can out and just start throwing those pieces away. Now, the way that I do this is actually kind of a bit wasteful. If you wanted to be very serious about it and make sure you keep all the pineapple, there's other ways to do that. I'll show you a little bit about how to do that. But this is the fastest way, and since these are so messy and all that, I like to just get the job over with so I can get in there and eat the fruit. So then we're just going to take and cut around the outside of the pineapple to get rid of that outer layer. And you're just going to be chopping off the outside like that. Now I'll show you what some people do. They cut really close so they don't lose any of that fruit. They cut really close like this. And then what they'll do is they'll actually take the pineapple and start to cut in a way that just removes those little eyes like this. And they will go carefully along the whole pineapple like this. You see what you're left with are these like lines here where the eyes used to be, and so if you did this all the way around, you would have all these little lines here. It kind of makes it look decorative and nice or whatever, but I can't be bothered with that. I'm not going to put that much effort into it, so all I do is just chop off those eyes pretty rough, and I do lose, you can see some of the flesh there, which I could be eating, but I don't feel like bothering that much. So those are two ways that you can do it if you want to save the fruit or if you just want to save time. It's up to you which is more important to you. And I just chop off the eyes like that. They actually have these other little tools that you can buy that will help you take off those eyes easier in that pattern, but this is fine for me. So I just take all these pieces here and throw them out. I don't think there's anything you can do with these. You could use them as compost, that's one thing I suppose, but. So I throw those in the trash can. So then you're left with this slippery, slimy kind of pineapple. And you want to get rid of the inner core here because it's really tough and nobody likes to eat that. So the fastest way that I've found to do that is to just place my knife along the outside of that core and just slice down. And if you sort of tip your knife in a bit, it will guide itself along that core. And I just make, I don't know, 5 or 6 pieces like this. This one's going to be 5. That's about what I do. And in the interest of time, I mean, I just throw that thing out, you know. If you didn't cut it very well, you could come in here and just slice the inside and make sure you get rid of that. Like, let's say I didn't cut this very close, I could just slice right here and get rid of the inside there. But I cut this one pretty well. Then what I do is I take all the slices and I put them like this, face down, or I don't know what the face of a pineapple is, but I put them down like this. That one is going to have to wait. I just slice them a few times like this, and I spin them and slice down like this. And now you have perfectly bite-sized pieces of pineapple. And you just put them in your bowl there. And they just make these nice little slices like this. Throw those in your container and you're done. And there it is, one huge bowl of pineapple ready to be eaten like this or used in any kind of recipe that you like. One thing that Thomas and I really love to do is to take these and just cook them on the stove in a saute pan, and it will caramelize the sugar in there, and then you can put them on top of ice cream and that sort of thing. That's one of my favorite ways to do it. If you wanted, while you're doing that, you could also add some brown sugar in there and just make it ridiculous. And that is a really nice dessert to have. So there you have it, Dave. Thank you so much for your question. I hope that answered it well enough, and now you have a really good way to chop up a pineapple very easily and quickly. Let me know if you have any other video requests. Maybe there's a food you don't really know how to deal with. I'd love to research it or let you know the way that I've already figured out. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Flashback